Welcome to Real Authority. Even though Toy Story 5 turned out to be such a surprise beforehand, I was more excited for other movies. This is one of them, Girls Like Girls. I don't know, the trailer just really piqued my interest. I haven't heard Kaylee Kyoko's iconic song or read the book that paved the way for this movie to be made. Like, the intro is basically Kyoko thanking everybody who made this movie possible, as well as the journey she went on. So this really does feel like a passion project in a world where, I don't know, topics like these aren't exactly handled in the best way. This felt like a movie that would absolutely handle it in a great way. At least that's what I thought. I might as well get into it. So Coley, played by Maya DaCosta, moves into this small town. Everybody knows everyone, and it's set in 2006. Then she meets Sonia, played by Myra Molly. They strike up a friendship that turns into something a lot more romantic, as both ponder if this relationship can actually work. A simple premise for a potentially effective movie, starting off with the acting, fantastic around the board. I do feel the two main central performances, star making, yes, but also just organic and works for this screenplay. Like, I do feel Maya DaCosta and Myra Molly just have great chemistry together, but also just sell the emotional moments when they do hit. Like, this movie is not exactly going to leave a dry eye in the house, although Toy Story 3 made me cry, but this movie, I mean, it almost did. Why am I still talking about Toy Story 5? Maybe because I just recorded my Toy Story 5 review. I'm doing these two at the same time. Told you, busy week. But yeah, it's so hard not to get invested in these characters. Like, the performances are great, but the screenplay also just gives them a lot to do. And you just feel for both of them, especially considering the fact that this was like a decade before being gay or a lesbian was seen as okay. And given the fact that this is set in a time before it became more accepted, just makes it a lot more of a heart wrencher when it comes to this story because outside influences are threatening them. Because this relationship is facing a lot of adversity, especially when it comes to Coley's character. Like, it's really heartbreaking, and I do feel DaCosta, and I'm pretty sure this is her first role ever, just sells the devastation when it comes to that. Although Molly is very entertaining and very great at selling the emotion when the screenplay demands her character to. I don't want to oversell it, just these two, they're stars. They're so great that after they make Indy Navarrete the big thing, I have a good feeling they're going places. Star making performances, absolutely, and for this movie, they're phenomenal. Haley Kiyoko, again, she was the writer of the original song that this movie basically made possible, as well as the book, so this really does feel like a passion project in order to make this movie. Although, from what little I heard, the song is much more darker than the actual movie, but that doesn't dilute the sincerity that Kiyoko imbues with the movie through her direction as well as the screenplay with Stephanie Scott. It just develops this relationship as well as the narrative in such an organic manner that you just can't help but just be invested in it. I mean, I was totally invested. I mean, the trailer really sold me. The sincerity was definitely expected, and yeah, it was very sincere. And it's just developed in a way in which you're kind of unsure of how it's going to end, and it just leaves you on the edge of your seat to see if this relationship can actually work. I mean, it left me on the edge of my seat. Sonia Tyspen's cinematography was beautiful. I mean, it looked beautiful in the trailer, looks beautiful here, selling the emotional moments as well as the dramatic and heartbreaking moments, heart-wrenching moments. Another thing I have to give this movie is the pacing. Like, it's an hour 35 minutes, and I don't want to give you the wrong impression, but the movie definitely does feel longer than that. But unlike some other movies in which it can feel like a drag, this movie gets you so invested that the additional perceived time just makes it worth it to the point where you're curious to see how this story develops and whether or not they end it on the best note possible. Speaking of which, stay for the post-credit scene. That definitely does add to the overall impact of the narrative. You know how Sinners had a fantastic post-credit scene. The post-credit scene here wraps a bow on the entire experience and definitely makes it so that the issues I was starting to notice completely nullified because they definitely stuck the landing. I think I may have just exhausted all my talking points, but the point is, this was just an honest narrative on what it means to find love for the first time, especially when it comes to a relationship like this in a time where it was seen as taboo. It was just a heavy, emotional watch, but also fun at times. Thanks to Maya DaCosta and Myra Molly. Definitely go check it out. It is by far one of my favorite films of the year, and just in general, one of the best. Real Authority 100% approves. Please do not sleep on this one. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and comment your thoughts on the movie. Maybe let me know what you thought of the song and the book that originated this. And yeah, please stay for the post-credit scene. Alright, peace.